What's good, y'all? So I had all intentions to record a video today and it decided to rain unexpectedly, so I had to run and go get an umbrella. So that's why I'm clearly holding one, but it kind of calmed down, so I'm probably not going to use it for a whole video. But I was like, no, I'm not going to let the rain stop me, because I felt like today's message was really powerful and I was excited to do this message. So fuck it, we still gonna do it, right? So I'm gonna be talking about beauty, right? And I love this topic because it makes me feel so special to see beauty the way that I do, because it's all encompassing. You feel me? Because to me, right, I feel like beauty is like evidence of God, right? I feel like beauty is like us as, right, because we are all connected to source, right? So we perceive beauty, right? We are the perceivers of beauty. However, I truly believe that we could not perceive beauty if we were not beautiful ourselves, right? Because we, right, think about, there's like this study or like this idea or whatever, I forgot the name of it, but it basically talks about, like, let's say for example, right, you get a new pair of shoes, right? Then all of a sudden you start wearing your shoes and then you start seeing everybody wearing the same shoes that you got. But it's not that everybody started getting those shoes because you got them. It's because you have the shoes, so now you recognize the shoes in your environment, right? And I feel that the same thing applies to beauty, right? So people that, people that perceive beauty, which is all of us, we all perceive beauty, right? Oh my God, it's getting stuck to my ponytail. I'm about to take this down because it stopped raining, so. Shit, hold on, y'all. Trying to close this shit. Oh, fuck. Dropping my phone. Hold on, y'all. All right. So, yeah, right? So, I feel that it applies to beauty as well, right? When we perceive beauty in things, it's because we are beautiful and we have beauty. So we recognize when we see beauty in real life. And I thought to myself, well, why is beauty something that we're so drawn to, so attracted to? Why are humans so fascinated by beauty? And the answer that came to me was like, the reason why is because beauty is evidence of God, right? Because God is an artist, right? Source creator creates. And because we are part of that creative power, we are also artists, right? So we naturally enjoy creations, right? We naturally are drawn to art, music, fashion, food, just the pleasures of life, nature, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these things that were orchestrated by source, or rather all of these things that are like expressions of the most truest, rawest, most organic expression of source, right? And I'm talking about the sunshine, the clouds. Oh my God, it looks so beautiful. The trees, the grass, the birds, like all of these things are expressions of God in its most organic form. And so are we. We are also organic expressions of source, right? And when we start to really discover the truth of who we are, we can start to see that in our own being. You know what I'm saying? You can actually experience that for yourself. You don't just have to hear me talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to talk about this topic because, right, just on a personal note, I feel that, not to be cocky or anything, but I do receive a lot of compliments, and people often express to me that I'm beautiful. You know, they recognize my beauty. And I feel that those people, they are seeing a reflection of themselves within me, right? They see me and they see my beauty only because they also have beauty, right? And the beauty that they have is more than physical. It's actually their source frequency. It's actually their spirit. It's actually their soul. It's actually their awareness, right? The true essence of who they are is beautiful. The true essence of who we all are is beautiful. You feel me? Because God created you, right? God is expressing itself through you. And that is beauty. And everything that we feel is beautiful. It's like we're celebrating the presence of God. We're celebrating God's creation. We're basking in God's creation, right? That's beauty. That's pleasure. That's those things that we're drawn to, right? Because beauty is such an interesting thing, because we're really drawn to beauty, right? When you're attracted to somebody, you're really attracted to them, right? When you are like on a hike and you see like the sunset, you're really in awe of it, right? We're so fascinated and so enamored by beauty, and that's because it's like an alarm system. Not like an alarm, like a sense of urgency, but like there's something within us that is like, yo, I see myself in this, right? This sunset is reminding me of my spirit. This person that I'm attracted to is reminding me of my own beauty, you know? And yeah, like I think that's so cool. Like God is such a genius artist, you know what I'm saying? And God's intention for creation is for all life, because God is experiencing through us. So when God is, you know, doing what God does and it's just orchestrating life and just being, right? It's the intention is for us to just be like, what's that word? To have reverence, you know what I'm saying? To like really just look back and be like, wow, like this person is so beautiful. This tree is so beautiful. This animal is so beautiful. Life itself is beautiful. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And oh Lord. Okay. One more. I feel like that's it. Alright, anyway, so yeah, excuse me, but yeah, like beauty is such a beautiful thing, and beauty, it goes deeper than the physical. And I think that's the best part about beauty, is that the physical representation of beauty that we see and that we're attracted to, it's just the surface. Real beauty comes from energy, right? It comes from frequency, because God is energy and frequency, and God is the artist that creates all, right? All that is, right? And yeah, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. It's just like we're only so drawn to beauty because it is evidence of God. You are evidence of God. You're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Your essence, your being, your existence is evidence that God is real. And God is a master artist. God is a genius artist. And God created you. God created the earth. And here's the thing, even if you feel like you are not beautiful, right? Just look around. Look around at all of the things that are organic expressions of source, like the trees, the sky, the simple things, the nature, the planet, right? Just look around, look at what God created, and understand that all of the beauty that you see and everything, God had the same intentions to put that same amount of beauty, if not more, into you. You feel me? And clearly it's hot as hell because I'm damp, but it's okay because I'm getting activated by the sun for real. And my sweat is moisturizing my skin, so we good in the hood, you feel me? But yes, like I really want y'all to understand that like you are not separate from beauty, because you are one of God's masterpieces. And I need y'all to actually say that to yourself. Like, God is an artist and you are one of God's masterpieces, okay? God created you so perfectly in God's image. God created you with the gifts that you have. God created you with the unique features that you have. And then guess what? Oh, it's getting juicy. So, right, you know what else is, okay, so beauty, right? Evidence of God, right? Because God is an artist and you are one of God's masterpieces, right? And the reason why you're one of God's masterpieces is because there's nobody like you, bro. Even if you have a twin, there's nobody like you. When God created you, God said, you're gonna be special. There's not gonna be not one human on this planet that is you. And there's probably trillions of us on this planet, and none of us are the same. And that's really the mastery behind God's artwork, is to make everything so uniquely itself. Even like, think about this too, and I got this download one day and it was so like crazy, but it's actually facts, right? So I'm looking at all the trees, right? Every tree has leaves, right? Not certain, but like every tree has its leaves, right? And throughout the seasons, the leaves fall off the tree and they are regrown from the tree throughout the seasons, right? So it's the summer, well, it's the spring season right now. We're about to go into summer soon. But, you know, all of the trees are pretty much in full bloom at this point. All the leaves have matured, you know, and we're getting ready to go into the summer season where the leaves are just going to exist and just be at its fullest capacity and just thrive, right? However, there is no leaf that is identical to another leaf. Ain't that crazy? So, like, every single tree has a different leaf, and there's not one leaf, not on that tree or another tree, that is like that leaf. I mean, like, that to me, that's like wild. You know what I'm saying? And we are no different from that. There's billions, if not trillions, of us on this planet, yet none of us are the same. We're all different, and that's beauty. That's evidence of source, because God's creative ability is just, I can't even comprehend it with my own human understanding. I'm doing my best to right now, but in all actuality, I can't even really like conceptualize fully like how masterful God is as a artist creating all of this shit. You feel me? And yeah, you're not separate from that beauty. You're not separate from that mastery. You know, it's really fascinating to me, because even us as artists ourselves, right, co-creating our existence as source, experiencing life in a human form, right? I know me as an artist, I know that I never create the same art again. Everything that I create, whether it's a painting or a song, you know, a perfume, a dance, it's never the same as something else, you know. And sometimes I notice, like, as an artist in my creative flow, sometimes I would be fearful of creating art that was similar to each other, or repeat, like generating the same type of art. I also had a fear of like not being able to come up with ideas to create. Like if I created everything I wanted to create, I used to have a fear that I would run out of ideas and I wouldn't know what to create. You know what I'm saying? But that's not possible, because we are function innately, because we are source experiencing in a human form. We are creative. I create every single day without even consciously thinking about it. We all do. So we are naturally gifted at creation. So even we create things that are one of its own. You know what I'm saying? Even we create things that there's nothing like that type of art that exists in the planet. And that's why everything you make is special, and you should celebrate everything you create. You know, especially if you're an artist, right? If you make a song, you should celebrate that creation. That was source expressing itself through you. That's worthy of celebration. And there's not one song in the planet that sounds like that song. You know what I'm saying? People can imitate, you know, we can be inspired, but at the end of the day, we are all so individually unique and special. And that's beauty. That's really what beauty is. It's not all of these standards. It's not because I have makeup on and I got my edges, you know, gelled down. It's not because of my jewelry. It's not because of my outfit. It's because I am creative source energy. Like, it's my essence. It's my soul. It's my spirit. It's your spirit. It's your creative energy. Because we're not separate from that. We're not separate from God. God is a master artist. You are God's masterpiece. You are one of God's masterpiece. God done, this is God's gallery, right? This whole planet, and I've never said that ever in my life. That's how I know I'm channeling right now. This is God's gallery. Like, God just was like, yo, I'm just gonna finna create the best shit ever. It's all gonna be beautiful because I'm beautiful. And it's not like God is boastful or like egotistical. God is not even human. This is just me trying to conceptualize God as best as I can, but this is a frequency of all that is. This frequency does not exist, and there's not one thing that exists that God is not. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing as well. Life is beautiful when you really look at the truth of life. And that's the thing, because some of us don't experience the fullness of God's goodness and God's beauty, right? Some of us don't really see it, right? And it's not because it's not in you. It's not because it doesn't exist. It's because you haven't fully realized it for yourself. You're not seeing clearly. It's in you. It is you, right? But yeah, that's the message today. And I love it. I knew the pinpoints that I wanted to reach, but it also expanded and touched on other topics that I didn't expect to talk about. And I love how I just came full circle. And yeah, I just hope that this video inspires somebody to see more beauty within themselves. I hope that this video inspired somebody to like really like see God differently and like be excited about God and be excited about you, because you are God and you're one with God. So I just hope that this video just got y'all activated and reminded y'all of how beautiful all of y'all are, because y'all really are. And okay, so am I. I'm sorry, I just had to admire myself real quick because I do like my outfit today. Okay, all right. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.